The room fell silent, the air thick with tension, as Nancy Pelosi rose to her feet, her voice slicing through the murmur of the crowd like a thunderclap. "This is the worst presidency for children in the history of our nation," she screamed, her words echoing across the chamber, shaking even the most seasoned politicians in the room. Her eyes, sharp and fiery, seemed to pierce through the walls themselves. Families watching from their living rooms held their breath, schoolchildren huddled close to their parents, trying to make sense of the anger and fear that filled the air. Donald Trump, seated across from her, remained calm. There was a quiet intensity in his gaze, a steeliness that belied the chaos around him. When Pelosi finished, the room waited for him to respond, some expecting a fiery retort, others fearing a meek silence. Instead, he leaned forward, his voice steady, almost gentle, yet commanding enough to make everyone stop and listen. "The truth," he said, "is that under my administration, more children are leaving poverty than ever before in decades. More children are getting health care. More children are getting the support their families need." Gasps rippled through the chamber. Journalists scribbled furiously, cameras flashed. It wasn't just a statement, it was a revelation, a devastating fact that challenged the narrative Pelosi had just thrown down. But this wasn't just about politics. Behind the headlines, behind the shouting and the televised debates, there were real children, real families, whose lives were directly affected by these decisions. In a quiet suburban town miles away, 9-year-old Lily stared at her worn-out backpack as she prepared for school. Her mother, Maria, had struggled to make ends meet, juggling 2 jobs just to keep food on the table. Medical bills had piled up, threatening to swallow them whole. But thanks to new policies implemented in the last 4 years, Maria had finally been able to get reliable childcare and access to